What is it, Dr. Russell? You said you have an idea.
Something that would save the babies? Dr. Russell, what is it? Look, it's by no means a guarantee.
Just tell us. I'll do it.
Dr. Russell, Teresa's carrying my twins. We want you to do whatever it takes to save the babies, please.
Okay, just calm down, both of you. It's just... there is something that we can do, but it's very radical. And you'd have to think very carefully about it.
Just tell us, Dr. Russell.
Please, Eve, just tell us, what is it? What is going on?
I heard you outside.
Dr. Russell said that there's a way that she can save the babies.
Is this true?
No, I'm sorry. I did not make myself clear. I didn't say that we could save both babies.
Okay. Wait, what?
Okay, what are you saying?
We all know that Teresa's uterus is too small to carry two fetuses. Neither one of them is getting enough nourishment or oxygen to develop full term or to any acceptable term of survival.
Okay, yeah, you told us this.
And so if something isn't done, both fetuses will die.
Eve, please just tell us, what can you do here?
We would remove one fetus from the womb and make it possible for the other baby to grow and to develop, to survive.
No, absolutely not. You can't do that. I'm not going to let you.
I wonder if Ivy was able to find Julian and talk him out of his decision to disown you.
I don't know. My mother says that she and my father are on better terms now, but they do have a long history of animosity between them.
This is all my fault.
Stop saying that.
It's true. Julian threw you out of the company and out of your home because you refused to stop seeing me.
Well, Whitney, I'm a grown man. He has no business prying into my personal life, you know?
Yeah, but it's cost you everything.
Okay, look, it hasn't cost me everything, all right? I have you, right? That's the most important thing. And I'm not gonna give up my birthright without a fight. I'm not gonna let my father bring in my newly found bastard half-brother Chad and take what's rightfully mine. No way in hell.
Sheridan's not in the bedroom.
Where'd she go?
Did you see her leave?
No, she was here just a minute ago.
First Mrs. Wheeler disappears and now Sheridan. Oh, Sam, I hope to God Alistair isn't behind this.
That bastard. What has he done now? No, stop. You don't want to kill me.
Oh, I want to kill you more than anything I've ever wanted to do in my whole life, Alistair. You are an evil, evil man.
I'll give you anything you want.
What I want is to see you draw your last breath. It isn't fun, is it, Alistair? Being in someone else's hands, being at the mercy of someone else, having your life in their hands.
Sheridan, go get help. She's trying to kill me. She's going to inject an air bubble into my IV. I'll have a heart attack.
That's ridiculous. That's pretending you have a heart.
Sheridan, for God's sake, I'm your father.
Sheridan, don't try and stop me. He deserves to die for everything that he has done to you, to me, and to Louise. So, Alistair, you just say goodbye. And just get ready to go back to the darkness you came from.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me high. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Well, maybe we'll hear something from that APB I put out on Mrs. Wheeler.
Maybe Sheridan's with her.
Yeah, but Alistair's with them. We have to stop him. No, Alistair's still in bad shape. I don't think he could have done anything or had anyone else do anything to Sheridan or Mrs. Wheeler.
All right, then where are they, Sam?
Sheridan, stop this lunatic.
Mrs. Wheeler, don't.
I have to, Sheridan.
Look, I know that you think that my father is an evil, horrible man. But if you kill him, you'll just throw your own life away.
It will be worth it.
No, it won't. Because you'll just end up in prison. Or you might even go to the gas chamber. And believe me, my father is not worth it.
He tried to kill you, and me, and Luis. Somebody has got to stop him.
Yes, somebody does have to stop him. But please, don't sacrifice your own life. My father is not worth it.
Spent a lot of time in this house growing up.
Well, good. I hope you'll be spending a lot of time here again, now that I'm living here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not the Crane Mansion, you look around, but,
I don't need the Crane Mansion to be happy at all. I mean, look, this place is more like a home anyway. There's pictures of my family all over the place. You know? See, me and the Bennetts, we spent holidays at each other's house, and we went on family vacations together, you know? It's just sad to think how things have changed. Like Sam and Grace aren't together anymore, and my mother and father, you know.
hey, listen, Whitney, listen. You and I are together now, right? Okay? That's the important thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Julian, I would like a word with you.
Oh, this isn't a very good time.
Oh, well, that's just too bad, because we are going to talk now.
And Teresa, you're gonna stay calm, right? Because it won't do you or the babies any good if you get upset. It'll just send your blood pressure right through the roof.
Dr. Russell, what do you expect me to do about this? I mean, you tell me first that we can save these babies, and then you tell me that I've got to kill one of them. This is absolutely crazy.
Did I not tell you that you would not like the solution? But this is the only way if you're going to save one of the babies.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Did you hear me? We can maybe save at least one of the babies.
Yeah, I know. This is not an easy decision to make.
This is a horrible decision. But Dr. Russell said at the very least, we can save one of the babies. Teresa, we have to do this. We have to do what Dr. Russell is suggesting.
No, Gwen, I'm not.
Look, I want both of those babies too. But they are my biological babies, and I'm the one who should be making the decision here. And if both of them can't survive, Teresa, I want to give at least one of them the chance to live. Look, you have to do this. Please, you have to do this. Teresa, please have this procedure Dr. Russell's talking about. Look, I know it's horrible, and believe me, I hate it as much as you do. But we can save one of these babies. Don't you want to do that?
Not if it means losing one, Gwen.
Teresa, you can't think of it that way. I sympathize. We both sympathize, really. But think about this. I mean, this could be the only chance that we have left of having a baby in our lives. So please, do this for us.
I'm sorry, Gwen, I can't. I won't.
But Teresa, why not? They're not even your babies. Look, I know they're growing inside of you. I know that. But they're our biological children. They're not your biological children.
I want you so much.
Me too.
I love you. Now and always.
Teresa, if Ethan and I are willing to sacrifice one of our babies to save the other, why can't you please just do as we ask?
Because at least one of them is my baby with Ethan. That's why. Because I'm a Catholic, Gwen.
We're Catholics too, but there's a greater good here.
No, there is no greater good, nothing greater than God and His church.
Even if it means sacrificing to save a life.
Absolutely. Look, Gwen, the church, it's not just this Chinese man. You can't choose one from column A, and you cannot choose one from column B, okay? If God wants to have these children, it's God's decision.
Okay, you need to do something here to make her have this procedure, honey, so we can at least save one of these babies.
How could you do it, Julian? How could you throw your own flesh and blood out into the street?
I take it you've been talking to Fox.
You had no right to disown him.
I had every right. He has no one to blame for this but himself.
You know, I'm a fool. I actually believed you'd changed. You'd become this kinder, gentler Julian. Should have known a leopard doesn't lose his spots and a crane doesn't lose his ability to inflict pain on whomever he chooses, including his own son. You are a hypocrite.
Oh, really? I am a hypocrite. You had over 20 years to be a mother to Fox, and you never raised a finger to help him. All your love and attention went to Ethan.
Well, I'm making up for lost time. I want our son reinstated in the family and the business now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just strange, that's all. I mean, a year ago, this house was filled with completely different people. Kay, Charity, Mrs. Bennett, they're all gone. The only person left is Sam. And now Ivy's here. And you. So many changes, you know?
Yeah. Well, think about my happy home, right? Or former happy home, I guess I should say, at least for now. Think about what we got going on over there. I mean, you got my father, right? His lovely wife, Rebecca. And Rebecca's daughter, Gwen. Her husband, my oldest half-brother, Ethan. Who's actually my only half-brother that wasn't fathered by my father. And then your mom's over there, you know, the woman that my father wishes was his wife. And, who else we got? We got Teresa. Teresa's over there. Her sister, Paloma. Their mother. They're not even related to the Cranes. And Teresa's son, my youngest half-brother, little Ethan, he's cute. And I'm sure that my newly found half-brother, Chad, will no doubt make his way to the Crane mansion probably soon and probably move right on into my room.
Well, I don't know if this makes you feel any better, but I don't think Chad is going to want to move into the mansion. It's not really his style.
Yeah, well, did it seem like his style to steal my position at Crane Industries? I'll tell you something, Whitney. Money changes everything.
It doesn't change the past. No amount of money can do that.
Come here.
No word on the APB. Listen, Sheridan and Mrs. Wheeler have been gone long enough. I'm gonna go back out and start looking again.
I'll help you.
Yeah, I want to come too.
You know what, maybe you should wait here. No? How do I know you didn't help Mrs. Wheeler escape?
Sam, come on. Mr. Wheeler here had the antidote when Sheridan and Mrs. Wheeler were bit by poisonous snakes down in Mexico. He saved their lives. I think we can trust him.
All right, listen, let's split up, okay? Let's see if we can track him down.
Stop that, Alistair, or I will plunge this. Get back! I will plunge this right in your heart.
Don't just stand there, Sheridan. Stop her.
I know that you think that my father doesn't deserve to live.
He tried to kill you. He tried to kill you. You are his own daughter.
I know, but I can't bear to see you sacrifice yourself. He is not worth it.
Yes, I agree with you, Sheridan. He's worthless. But I cannot stand by and let him keep on doing this damage to everybody. I can't do it.
Let the law take care of him.
The law? The law can't touch Alistair. You know that. You've seen how he manipulates. He's evil through and through.
Look, I know. I often wonder how my own mother married him. My mother was a saint. At least that's a memory that I have of her. But maybe I was wrong.
Why do you say that?
Because how could she be so good, yet marry someone so evil?
Maybe your memories are wrong, Sheridan. Maybe your mother wasn't such a saint after all.
Maybe.
Or maybe he lied to your mother. Maybe he told her things that weren't true, but they were things she wanted to hear. Maybe he tricked her into marriage. Maybe he pretended to love her passionately, but in fact, the only woman he really ever loved was her sister Rachel, who had died. And maybe Alistair always told her, never missed an opportunity to let her know that she was always his second choice.
How do you know all these things? Did you know my mother?
You are my passion for life.
Mrs. Wheeler, how do you know so much about my mother and father?
Yes, do tell.
I'm not saying actually that that's what happened, Sheridan. I told you that I had read articles about the Cranes and their past, and I saw a detailed documentary about their sad story.
You can't believe everything you hear. People do distort the truth for their own purposes, don't they? But in the end, the real truth always comes out.
You're right, Sheridan. You're right. It's not worth giving my life up for him.
Smart move, Catherine.
Mrs. Wheeler, is there something that you're not telling me? Because it really sounded as if you knew my mother.
I told you, Sheridan, that I read about her. But I have so much sympathy for any woman who's been forced to live with a monster like Alistair Crane.
I'm a monster? You tried to murder me. Call the police, Sheridan. She belongs behind bars. Call them now.
Catherine! Catherine, are you here?
God, forgive me for what I've done. I know no one else would.
Good work, Martin. This gazebo should withstand any nor'easter that comes our way.
I would hope so, considering what's buried underneath this place.
Don't worry about it. No one is ever going to find out what's here.
But I do worry, Mr. Crane.
Get over it. We can't undo the past. What's done is done.
You may not feel guilt about what we've done, but I sure do.
Guilt is a waste of time. Grow up, be a man. Get on with your life. Insignificant though it is.
Get on with my life.
Miss Wheeler! Sheridan! Sheridan!
Mr. Wheeler, did you find your wife?
No, I didn't.
Well, it's funny we all wound up here, isn't it? Why'd you think she'd be here? The gazebo.
You okay?
It's just that, I'm still not used to the idea that Chad is my half-brother.
Mine too.
And you also realize if your father marries my mother, you and I are going to be stepbrother and sister?
Yeah, but Whitney, that is totally different, okay? I already thought about that. And we're not gonna be related by blood, so it's gonna be nothing like you and
Me
Chad.
and Chad.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Look, Whitney, I know that you were really hurt by what happened between you and Chad, and I know that you're still hurt. But I really want to be here for you. Try to make that pain go away any way that I can. I want to take care of you. And I want to love you the way you're supposed to be loved. I know that I don't have much to offer right now. I know that I don't have a real place to live. I don't have a job.
It doesn't matter to me.
Well, it matters to me, though. I want to give you the life that you deserve. And I will. I will, because if there's anyone on this planet that can make my father change his mind, get me reinstated into my family, get my job back at Crane Industries, it's my mother.
Okay.
Come here.
There's no way, Ivy, there's no way I'm going to let Fox back into the business or the family right now. Not after what he did.
Which was what?
Well, he stole Whitney from Chad, and when I told him to stay away from her, he refused.
Oh, okay. Has the gin finally soaked through to your brain and pickled it? Chad is Whitney's brother. They can't be together.
I am painfully aware of that heartbreaking situation.
Then what are you talking about? Fox told me he's in love with Whitney, and he's been in love with her for a long time, long before she and Chad were forced to break up.
Perhaps.
But he didn't act on his feelings until after the truth came out.
Yes, well, perhaps. But Chad was destroyed. That Fox, who he trusted, betrayed him by moving in on Whitney so quickly. Fox put his own selfish interests ahead of those of his own brother, and I would stand for that.
I know what this is about, Julian. You're feeling guilty for abandoning Eve when she was pregnant and for not being there for Chad when he was growing up.
I didn't know he was even alive until recently.
Nevertheless, this is your way of ingratiating yourself to Chad. You're hoping that if you give him everything he wants, if you make him your favorite, then maybe he will like you just a little bit.
That young man grew up with nothing. Eve and I didn't even know he was alive. He deserves everything I could possibly give him now.
Fox isn't the selfish one here. You are. You are putting your own selfish needs first to get what you want. Damn the consequences and damn Fox!
Look, you can't force me to do this. Okay, you can't force me to destroy a baby.
So you would rather see them both dead?
When I want them both to live. But if it is God's will, then so be it.
Okay. Isn't there something legal that we can do to force her to do this? Like have the court just force her to have the procedure so we can save one of these babies.
Honey, I don't think the court would go for it, especially at this stage in her pregnancy.
What are we gonna do?
Honey, I don't... This is killing me, too. I don't know what we can do.
You are right, Mia. It is God's choice, and only God's choice, whether these babies survive.
They're my babies, Mama. I'm not gonna let Gwen have a say in anything. I'm gonna carry these babies, and I'm gonna keep them.
You're right, you know, my behavior has been abysmal, but I'm trying to change. I'm trying to do the right thing by my children.
By throwing your own son out of his house and out of his job?
Fox needs to be taught a lesson, however hard it is.
Well, I have a better idea, Julian. How about I teach you a lesson, one you'll never forget?
It's the kind of house I wouldn't mind having eventually, you know? Nothing too showy or ostentatious, just, you know, warm and homey. Maybe a nice white picket fence around it, you know? A yard out back so the kids could play. Be nice.
So you want kids?
Yeah, of course I want kids, don't you?
Well, yeah. So you want to be a father?
Well, I haven't thought too seriously about it, but, yeah. I mean, why not, you know? I like kids. I like little Ethan, he's a kid. And I'm positive that I would adore any children we had together.
Did you think your wife would be hiding here, Mr. Wheeler?
No, not at all. You know, I was just wandering around, calling out her name, and, you know, I happened on this place, so I thought I'd take a look around.
Yeah? My father built this gazebo.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. In fact, his initials are right over there.
He did a fine job.
Yeah, he did. In fact, he was always very proud of it. It's like sacred ground to him.
Do as I say. Call the police.
I don't think that's necessary, Father. Mrs. Wheeler didn't do you any harm.
I'll call them myself, then. This nutcase belongs in jail.
Chief Bennett.
This is Alistair Crane. Come and pick up this lunatic woman.
Mrs. Wheeler's at the hospital?
Yes, damn it, and she tried to kill me again.
I'm on my way.
You better be. I want this lunatic back in jail where she belongs.
Sheridan, you all right?
Thank God.
What happened, Alistair?
I told you, this crazy woman tried to kill me again. She tried to inject an air bubble into my IV so I'd have a massive heart attack. Get her back behind bars where she belongs.
Is that true, Sheridan?
It's true, Chief Bennett.
Now, sweetheart, she doesn't know what she's saying.
Look, I'm sorry, Mrs. Wheeler, but your bail's been revoked. I'm gonna have to take you back into custody.
No, damn it! He's pulling the strings, don't you see? He has that judge in his pocket. But there's no reason that my wife should be back in jail.
No reason? Are you deaf? She just admitted trying to kill me again.
Shut your mouth.
Come here. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to add those charges.
I understand.
No.
Please, do something. Please, don't let him take her back. She didn't kill him.
Go on, get her out of here. Make sure she never sees daylight again. What do you think you're doing?
It's time that we had a little chat. You and me.
If I knew I was gonna get that kind of reaction, I would talk about kids more often.
This is how big I could possibly be at 3 months? I gotta hurry if I'm gonna pass Chad's baby off as Fox's. I think things are gonna work out for all of us.
May I remind you, Julian, that I never went after you in court the way I could have, the way I should have.
May I remind you that you let me think that Ethan was my son, my own flesh and blood, when you knew he was Sam Bennett's son.
And that's precisely why I didn't take you to the cleaners in the divorce. I felt guilty. But I gave you daughters, Julian. And I gave you a son. And I put up with you for years with your womanizing and your drinking and your cruelty. And you threw me out into the snow with nothing, like a piece of trash.
Actually, it was Teresa who threw you out in the snow.
And you did nothing to stop her. If it hadn't been for Sam and Grace taking me in, I would have had no roof over my head, no money, and I was in a wheelchair to boot. Now, how do you think that's going to play in the courts, Mr. Self-Righteous?
Oh, come now, my dear. We divorced long ago, and you signed an agreement. In the meantime, I remarried while you're living in sin with another man. Now, I don't think the courts will be too persuaded by your tale of woe at this point.
Oh, I'm not talking about the legal courts, Julian. I'm talking about the court of public opinion. If you don't give me what I want, I'm going to go to the tabloids, the networks, to whoever will listen, and tell them all about your sordid, unsavory past.
The world already knows all about my relationship with Eve.
Oh, well, that's not what I'm talking about.
Well, then what are you going on about?
Things that go on behind closed doors, Julian. You and Alistair, and all the underhanded business dealings you've been involved with. Oh, your little sexual games you like to play with anything female. And I think I'll throw in the fact that you dumped your African-American mistress as soon as you found out she was with child, and you and Eve allowed the boy to be raised in poverty his entire life.
You can't do this, Ivy. I've changed. Eve has made me a better person.
I'm sure she has. Just as I've become a better person living with Sam. But underneath it all, you and I, we're still the same old street fighters we always were, Julian. We might be older and a little tamer, but we're still fighters. And I will fight to the death to get what I want. And what I want is Fox reinstated now.
I will pray for these children. I will pray that both babies survive. But I will also pray for you, Teresa, that you stop treating Gwen and Ethan so cruelly.
Mama, it may be cruel, but I'm never gonna give these babies away. If they live. Yes, Mama. If they live. But if they don't, I would rather God have both of them than Gwen have one of them. Teresa. Honey, if we lose both these babies, I'm gonna die, okay? This is way too much to ask. I've already lost Sarah, and if we lose these babies, I'm gonna go crazy. I know I'm gonna go crazy. Dr. Russell, listen, are you 100% sure about this? That there's no way at all that both these babies can survive?
I'm sorry, Gwen. I'm absolutely certain both babies can't survive. And there's only a possibility that one will survive, and that's only if drastic measures are taken.
Honey, what are we gonna do here?
Teresa. From one parent to another. We understand. We're Catholics as well. But I don't believe that God would give us all this technology, all this modern medicine if he didn't want us to use it for the good. Now, please reconsider this. If you do nothing, you're condemning 2 babies to death. If you do the procedure that Dr. Russell is recommending, you're gonna save one. You're gonna give one child life. Now, isn't that preferable to burying both of them?
Why'd you follow Mrs. Wheeler here anyway?
I don't know. I was worried about her. Look, I told you, I feel this strong connection to her, and why do I feel it so strongly?
I don't know. But I do agree with you. I think that there's more going on here than she's telling us.
What do you want, Fitzgerald?
Call off your dogs. Make the police leave Catherine alone.
Impossible. She shot me. She just tried to kill me again moments ago. I can't tell the police not to do their job.
That's bull and you know it. You could refuse to press charges.
And why would I do that? I despise her. She deserves to suffer for running out on me all those years ago, abandoning her children, so she could live in sin with you.
She had no choice. If she'd stayed with you, she would have died, and you know that too.
Please. I gave her the occasional love pat to keep her in line. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I know this much. If you don't do as I say, I'm gonna call the police and tell them what's buried under that gazebo.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, yes, I would.
But that's insane. You'd go down for it as well.
That's right. But you're the mastermind behind it. You'd fall harder and faster. And nothing, Alistair, would give me more pleasure than to watch you rot in prison for the rest of your damn life.
Fox, do you ever wish that you could turn back time and do things differently? You know, make all your troubles go away?
No. No, wishing's not gonna make it happen. All you can do is go from here and plan for the future. Our future together.
You're all talk, Ivy. You don't scare me.
Then you're a fool, Julian. And you have a very short memory. You don't remember what I'm capable of. But don't forget this. You don't want me as an enemy.
Teresa, think about the good you'd be doing. You'd be saving the life of a child that won't survive otherwise.
But I'll be losing one of them, Ethan.
We will lose both of them if you don't have this procedure.
No, I can't do this. Please don't pressure me like this.
Teresa, look at me. I am begging you. One of those babies growing inside of you is my only chance of having a biological child. You can have other children, Teresa. I can't. Teresa, please have this procedure. I'll do anything you want. You can have anything you want. You just name it and it can be yours. But Teresa, I'm here on my knees and I'm begging you to please have this procedure. It's my only chance, please. Teresa, please give one of those little babies a chance at life, please. I'm begging you, please.
Have you made up your mind? Do you know what you're gonna do?
I know exactly what I have to do.
In return for your family, there's something else I want. You will sacrifice Catherine.
Tell me, Mrs. Wheeler, why do I feel this connection towards you?
NBC Tonight, 8/7 Central.
I've been put down because of my weight.
I feel embarrassed for my wife.
The first weight loss challenge.
My dad died of a stroke, and he was overweight.
12 contestants will have the opportunity of a lifetime.
I am here to be a role model for my family.
A series critics call inspiring.
I think if I lost the weight, having someone love me and loving someone will be so much easier.
A competition where the biggest winner
I want to stay. I need to stay.
is the biggest loser. NBC Tonight, 8/7 Central.